and like your intuition is screaming, do this. And you don't know why. And you do it, and it's a good move.
My new guest, Daniil Dubov, is one of the most creative and dangerous chess players in the world. He's the World Rapid Chess Champion and World Blitz Vice Champion.
In the long run, it makes you much better as a player.
Daniil is well known for his crazy attacking style. Recently, he has defeated the world champion Daniil Dubov, getting a winning position with black in just 20 moves. Daniil has been a crucial part of the Magnus Carlsen team and shared many insights about Magnus and other top GMs.
What differs Magnus from, say, me or someone like me is that
We've discussed many topics, including radical changes in how Daniil works on his chess.
if I cannot work 12 hours a day, I can try to make them work less. Yeah. Yeah.
At the end of the podcast, we played a Blitz game. You will love it.
Next time I'm not playing 1 against 5 anymore against someone.
Hey guys, I'm Greg Mustreader, and today I am honored to present to you my new guest. You might have seen, by the way, our previous podcast, which was in Russian but with English subtitles. Now I bring to the international audience in English for you to enjoy it and to be able to hear it without subtitles. The famous legend of the chess world, World Rapid Chess Champion, World Blitz Vice Champion, second to Magnus Carlsen on his team, author of lots of creative and crazy opening ideas. The guy who just yesterday defeated Daniil Dubov with black, like not spending any time in the opening and just destroying him, and many other titles and achievements. Daniil Dubov. Hi, Dania.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming, and congratulations, by the way, on the recent title for your team.
Thank you. That's why I'm here. Yeah, you should probably reveal this.
Yeah. It's a great story. So
start with Samarkand. Yeah. And
we
tell the whole thing.
We've known each other for some time, and we've recorded the previous podcast, I think, more than a year ago.
Probably.
And it was in Russian, and we decided that someday we will make part 2, but with no commitments. So in Samarkand, it was December 2023, there was a World Rapid and Blitz individual championship. Where, by the way, I've recorded some content. You might have seen the podcasts with Fabi, with Nepo, with Aronian. So
yeah, this guy basically came and started chasing like literally everybody.
Yeah.
Trying to get into his podcast, and I was like puzzled by this thing.
Yeah, I was not playing here. I was at least playing, so I had a decent excuse to be chasing
that is
everyone.
True.
Yeah, and there I wasn't, but I came as a journalist, as a chess podcaster. And I approached Daniil as well and asked him, will you come to the podcast in English? And he answered, yes, if I am on the pedestal in at least one of the tournaments. And turned out Daniil scored incredibly well in the Blitz tournament. But for this infamous night dance, he would have been the first, I think, right?
Probably shared first.
Shared
it would
first
be
with
tiebreak
Magnus.
Against Magnus. It's not such a big drama as
but
people
still
think. Yeah.
But still, so but even with that 1 point, like 1/2 a point deducted by the arbiters, even with this handicap, Daniil still took the silver medal.
And there was no podcast, obviously, because this is how life works.
Yeah, because some things came up and we were unable to record.
I was probably leaving early, yeah, or maybe
you were,
or maybe you were leaving early. I don't remember.
I think you were also feeling not your best and something like that, because you were playing with a fever, I think you said.
Yeah, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
That is actually true.
So I don't remember what exactly was the reason was, but we didn't record and we decided we'll do it sometime later. And then we come to Astana for the World Rapid and Blitz Teams Championship. And I asked Daniil, will you be the guest of my podcast? And he's like, I don't really know. Maybe if we take the first place, he's up in the stakes every time. Next time he'll say once months I become like the world champion in classical.
Yeah, but
records.
you guys can see the patterns. That basically, if I come to Grisha's podcast, it means something good happened. Yeah, I mean, it's like there is a reason always. I mean, it's like we'll have just as many podcasts as many achievements I'll have. So yeah,
I'm now the biggest fan of Daniil. I used to be a big fan of him, but now I'm like rooting for him in every tournament and his teams, regardless of what format.
No, I mean
it
those
is.
podcasts are win-win. Yeah, I mean,
Nice. So I wanted to speak in this one more about your work on chess, about your work on your chess improvement and stuff like this, because I know that many chess players are fascinated and inspired by you and want to be like you. Obviously, every chess player and every person is different, and everyone has their own like secret sauce and weaknesses and strengths, but I'm sure that many of our viewers and listeners will be able to learn from you. So I wanted to first of all ask, how do you work on chess these days?
Well, it's a very, very general question, but yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're a strong player, you mostly work on the openings. There is no like, life is not a fairy tale. Unfortunately, you have to spend like 90% of the time on your openings and you look for ideas. And then you have those like nice 10% where you look at some like random games and you sort of try to figure out how the game works in general. Not trying to learn by heart some random lines, but yeah, you're trying to improve as a player. And this is where you try to become a better player, not like better prepared player, but a better player in general. Again, I've never had a systematic approach to this thing. I mean, okay, you check some games. I think it's actually good when you, let's say, you play a game and you suddenly you get this feeling like at some point it's a bell rings and you actually realize it doesn't even matter if you win or lose, but you actually realize, okay, I'm actually not sure who is better. I'm actually not sure what's going on. I'm actually not sure what the plans are. And then it's good because then you know what to do to become a better player. You actually just check this position. You kind of try to get into details. You try to figure out what the plans are. Like it's not about, okay, I played this and then I played that and it's like 0.30. Why it's better, but you try to figure out some general patterns.
How often do you have this feeling like I don't know what the hell is going on this board?
Well, I think it really depends on the way you play, and it also depends on the openings. Like, let's say recently I've been playing a lot of 1e4. Just, I mean, exactly, I know that basically if I need the result, I should go 1d4, I should play my Catalan, and things will go well. And then it's very unlikely that I will face something that will puzzle me this much. I mean, you can lose the game, but you'll always know why exactly.
Yeah, Daniil is one of the, if not the leading experts in the world in Catalan.
Yeah, but then when I started playing this 1e4, I mean, again, one of the reasons was to sort of, feel my sort of understanding of chess with some new things. And yeah, then it's very often that, I mean, okay, it's a mess. I know, I mean, I feel I'm probably better, but like generally, for me, sometimes it just looks like a mess and I'm not even sure. Like when I play something that I've been playing for like 10 years, it's always like under control in a way. I mean, the position can be sharp, but I generally understand what's going on. Okay, we're trying to checkmate there, they are trying to checkmate here, or the other way around, or something else, or we sacrifice, let's say, like in exchange for some positional compensation. But I know like all the ideas. Okay, I can fail to find a concrete solution, but like in terms of ideas, I'm never puzzled, let's say. And then in those 1e4s, I mean, okay, no idea what's going on. Okay, you have like 5 or 6 moves that look natural to you, and you're not sure. And then you sometimes even win, but then you check it. I mean, you're probably lost, or you were like completely winning all the game long, and it didn't feel this way at all. And yeah, of course, this like in the long run, it makes you much better as a player.
So do you recommend, from which level do you recommend diversifying your openings? Because this is also a topic that's discussed a lot, and I hear conflicting points, statements on this. For example, should you stick if you are like myself, if you are around 2000 over the board? Should you stick to your tried and tested openings, or should you try out new things to diversify your chess knowledge in general, get the feel of different positions?
Oh, it really depends on your goals. Yeah, I mean, if you need the result here and now, I mean, of course, you stick to your normal stuff and you don't deviate, and you play. Like even here, for instance, in Rapid, okay, I did badly. There were many reasons, but one of them was that I was actually, I thought, okay, it's a team event when we play weaker teams. This is actually one of not too many events, maybe the only event actually, where I have those games that I can sort of allow myself to lose or not win, and my team will win anyway, and it will not affect anybody, and it's a rapid rating, not classical rating, so basically, I don't care. And I can allow myself to finally have this fun, yeah? Okay, well, I'll probably score less points, but at least I'll play some games where I'm not sure what's going on, and I'll try to put myself in a difficult situation that is very interesting, at least. And of course, if you need the results, it's easy to compare. Yeah, I played this Samarkand. I have not lost a single game in both Rapid and Blitz. It's a completely different approach. But there, I'll always be solid. I will never take this unnecessary risks and stuff. Here, it was exactly the opposite for quite some time. I was like, okay, I finally got to play a tournament where I can have fun, and I was having fun, and even the results were not really affecting me. As long as the team wins.
Yeah, and in the decisive games, you managed to get those wins.
Yeah,
that's important.
Finally, yeah. Finally.
In the last round of Rapid, for example.
Yeah. Again, it's hard to be celebrating a win over some 2400 guy, but yeah, it turned out the way that it was a very, very. It was basically a tournament decider, yeah, in the end of the day. So yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, I wanted to come back to the question. So you say that if you are results oriented, you should stick to your guns. Yep. If you are long term thinking about chess improvement, you should experiment. Right?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, I'm also thinking about broadening my opening repertoire. That's why I'm asking.
No, but it's generally it's a thing. There are different levels, but it's always a thing. Even Magnus, let's say, what differs Magnus from say me, or someone like me, is that basically, I feel comfortable in I don't know, what's it, 10 types of positions, pawn structures and stuff. And he feels comfortable basically everywhere.
How did he achieve that?
It's very, very difficult to come up with a chess scenario, the scenario of a chess game, where he will say I don't have a single idea where the pieces are going, what the plans are and stuff. And this makes him, first of all, it obviously helps, but it also makes him very flexible.
Yeah, he can play anything.
Yeah, exactly. And he can adjust, and he can play different things against different people, and then brings him very, very good results.
Is it sheer talent or experience or what?
Well, it's a bit of everything, but he's obviously very talented, but frankly, I don't think it's a talent that he knows all the games of some random USSR championship and stuff.
Yeah.
No, it's so many books. So much knowledge. I wouldn't call it even chess intuition is basically, we had those discussions, what is it exactly? And we all feel yes, it's sort of, it does exist, but it somehow, well, it gets better, or it even sort of arises from your general knowledge. If you read more, if you've seen a lot of games, you'll have a good intuition. The more you know, the better intuition you'll have.
So it's the training data set that you need to train the neural network.
Kind of. I think the way it works, we cannot feel it, we cannot prove it. But the way we will feel all the strong players is basically, you look at some position, then, sometimes, again, the bell rings, and your intuition is screaming, do this, and you don't know why, and you do it, and it's a good move. But in reality, it's just that 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 1 year ago, you've seen a game with a very, very similar motive. And there was exactly the same idea. And you kept it somewhere deep inside of your mind. You don't even know that it's coming from there, but actually it is. Even my, let's say, all the combinations and stuff, all the sharp stuff, it looks kind of impressive. But actually, it's not that I'm good in solving puzzles, for instance. It's just that I know, and I know like really well because I like those games. I checked a lot of them. I know like many mating patterns. I know like all the mating nets and stuff. But say if you give me some like weird puzzles with like very weird and rare mating nets, it will be much harder for me.
Although Daniil is very good at puzzles. I've seen him do a puzzle rush once.
No. But again, that's what I'm trying to say. Like puzzle rush is actually about very
familiar patterns.
Very basic patterns. Yes. Like even yesterday, let's say I won. It's really beautiful. This rook g5, rook b5.
Yeah. Pendulum.
But again, I'm pretty sure, I've seen it probably somewhere. Like, not this exactly, but generally it's like, I get this feeling like, you force g6 and then some intermezzo and you win. And again, like, I don't know where, but I have a feeling it's not me. It's like...
Yeah, probably this
I use a pattern.
Recurring theme. Great game. We will show it in the visuals for everyone to check out. So, but you do work on your tactics, right? You do solve puzzles nowadays, or not that often?
Not on everyday basis, at least. No, I do it for myself sometimes, but
because many top guys do this like several hours per day to train this. You don't.
Oh, do they really?
Well, some. At least I was told so. I don't know. I did not.
Is it what they say? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I sort of like generally I have a feeling that. Like this whole calculation, it's not that simple that you just solve like puzzles and it becomes better. I think it's very much about your physical shape. It's about your sleep and like many things. I know that for me, for instance, I always calculate well when basically I'm okay, sort of. Like if I slept well, if I ate well, and I'm in a good mood, I will calculate much better than when I'm depressed. I'm tired, and then I could have a week of like trying to calculate and solve some difficult puzzles. But then if I'm in a bad mood and I'm tired and I'm like out of physical shape, I will calculate way worse than in the first scenario. And I think there are many people like this. I think Kramnik, for instance, has been saying the same, that he never really needed to solve it. Like if you have a good day, it's there anyway. Like it's always there.
What about your fitness routine these days? Do you dedicate significant portion of your day to that? I know you're a very fit guy.
Yeah. Sometimes. No, it's still there, let's say. It's still there. It's not, like, again, I don't have a very strict routine, but I started to spend more time.
Can you share?
Generally, no, I go outside in summer, no?
So
I go outside. I find the bar and here we go. No, I generally started like in May, I think. I kind of made this difficult decision that like affected nobody, but for myself, I decided, okay, I'll actually, I think last year when we talked, I was saying like, I'm not sure, I'll just, wait, we'll see what happens. I decided that, okay, like nothing happens, but I'll spend like at least a couple of years trying this whole chess thing really hard. And and this is why I started doing many things and changed a lot of things. And doing more sports was one of them.
Cool. What happened? Like, what made you make this decision?
No, I got nothing really happened. I just got. I was waiting for something, and I knew like it's not coming, and there is no like objective. There is no logic in an idea that something will change and some like political stuff will change or like, I don't know, like generally it's, you're waiting for something and you kind of know that it's not given that something will happen. And I realized, it's a lazy state of mind that, okay, I'll wait, but my career in general, it was good. And then we had COVID, I was like, okay, I'll wait. Then what happened, I was like, okay, I'll wait. Then, nothing changes. And like at some point you find yourself being 28 and you basically you look at all the young guys who are fantastic, and you kind of realize that you have to work hard, and also like they work so much. Like I have a feeling when I was becoming a top player or like almost a top player, whatever, like all the people worked less in general. But when I look at like Arjun or Prag, they obviously work like 10 hours a day. And in that sense, like there is no point in working 4 hours a day.
Yeah, you told me the previous conversation that you work like 3-4 hours per day.
Yeah, exactly. But then I sort of realized it makes no sense because they work for like 10.
Yeah.
And then in the long run, you're dead anyway. Like it's either you start working like 8 hours a day, or you just basically give up and you're like, okay, and I don't want to give up. So this is what happened, kind of. But they are lucky people in that sense. I mean, or maybe unlucky people.
Why?
No, I mean, I probably like I wouldn't.
They don't have a life, or what?
Sorry, yes, yes. I mean, they don't have.
I mean, social life. They do have a life.
No, I mean,
life.
I like them generally, but it seems like they don't have like girlfriends. They basically don't have studies. They don't have universities. They don't have like any issues with the army. And they can basically spend like 12 hours a day on their chess every single day. And
so a good strategy for you would be to get them acquainted with some pretty girls to distract them.
Yeah. I mean, again, if I cannot work 12 hours a day, I can try to make them work less. Yeah. That's how we'll do it. Yeah, I'll force them to drink and stuff. But
I wanted to ask, the previous time we spoke on the podcast, you were going in great lengths about the devaluation of the classical world championship title, and since then it's become even more obvious to many people. I think many top players say this with Magnus out of the race, that it's not as important. However, others still strive and harbor hope to become the next one whose portrait will be in the chess clubs hanging on the wall. Has your attitude changed? Do you have plans to fight for the next title to get in the one of the spots in the next candidates?
Yeah, I'll try, but like for me, it's not about the title. Like generally, like who you want to be is, let's say, I don't know, like if not Magnus and Fabi. Like let's say Fabi, for me, he is like obviously number 2 in the world for like a decade maybe.
Yeah,
he is like almost always he's like 20 something. He's winning a lot of tournaments. He's always there in the candidates. Like he's always in contest. I mean, okay, like if you beat Nep or not, it doesn't matter in the long run because you're still like 28, like whatever he is. And then, I mean, it's obvious, yes, that there is like Magnus and there is Fabi, and maybe Naka is now like pretty much the same level, maybe last year, and then there is rest.
So what does this mean?
Well, it basically means that like it will not change much. Yeah, Gukish, if he like in my opinion, if he wants to prove something, okay, just go play this Grand Chess Tour, get to your like 2800, and then you're a big thing. And then you don't even need to win the match. But I mean, okay, if you're bidding or not, I mean, it's not that. I mean, okay, you can do that. It's better than not to bidding, obviously. But yeah, for me, like the goal is to play well and to actually feel that you sort of belong to this like higher league in terms of like quality of play and the rating and like everything.
So the goal is like to reach top 10 or what, 2800 or what?
For top 10, I would never work hard.
Top 1?
We'll see, but as the goal is to sort of sincerely say to myself one day that, yeah, I'm actually good. And like, yeah, there is Magnus, but like all the rest, I'm like at least not worse and probably better. With Magnus, it's kind of hard. But when I'll get there, Magnus will probably retire,
So the goal is basically to become at least of the same level as Magnus in terms of chess strength.
No, not Magnus, of course, but like Fabi, let's say. Fabi, actually, in that sense, Fabi is a very, very inspiring example because for me, like I really hope Fabi, if you will watch this, like that's what I think, and it's actually like I mean it as a compliment. I seriously think that Fabi is probably like in terms of the natural gift. Fabi is like one of like I don't know, like he's arguably the least talented player of the whole like top, I don't know, 20, 30. At least for me. And it's very inspiring because with Magnus, I mean, sometimes you see those like moments of genius and you can say to yourself, okay, like I don't know how I mean, like I cannot do this. I can work a lot, still I cannot do this, and and it's not going to change. Apparently, because there are just things that he feels and you cannot do much about it. But with Fabi, like, I don't think there is like a single thing, like chess thing, that Fabi can do and like many other players cannot. I don't think it exists. It's very much about the winner's mentality. It's about his routine, openings, a lot of work, tremendous amounts of work. But like generally, and this is why I respect him so much, he's showing that, yeah, you don't need to be like to fight Magnus. You don't even need to be so genius. You can actually work a lot and you'll still get there. Okay, against Magnus, maybe like in the long run you will lose, but also he's winning a lot of games. I mean, it's not that he's dead.
Yeah.
He won a lot of games. He's an obvious number 2, and he's basically crushing all the rest in the long run easily. Say Naka or Alireza or Nepo or whoever you name, Abdusatorov, I don't know. They are all, for me, like in terms of the natural gift, they are all way more talented chess players.
So this inspires you that hard work pays off.
Yeah, of course. Because with Magnus, when you look at Magnus, you come up with this excuse. Yeah, he's simply more talented than I am, and there is nothing to do about it, basically. But when you look at Fabi, there is no such an excuse. I mean, I am probably more talented. It's just that he like works more, and he's more like disciplined and stronger mentally, and many things. But there is no excuse. And this is very inspiring, of course, that someone shows you that, no, you can do this not being genius.
And that has led you to work more.
I mean, it's a combination of factors, but partially.
How many hours now per day?
Well, it depends. It started in May, yeah? But when I work like 7, 8, something like this. Doesn't happen every day, but I'm just saying that I stopped like doing this for 3 hours. Yeah, I mean, it's when I get a chance, it's like 4 or 5 times a week. Yeah, I see it and it goes forever.
You mentioned 90% of the work being on openings, and almost all top players say it, and I've never seen anyone say this enthusiastically, like, wow, I spend so many hours per day working on openings. Maybe there are some people like that, but I don't recall anyone. Even though you are considered an opening specialist and like you were hired by Magnus 2 times for the matches, so this shows the level.
Hired, this is not a very elegant way to put it. But I was hired indeed. That's true.
Okay, maybe I'm sorry if you don't like this phrase.
No,
you were, you were called to help. Yeah, sure. So even though you are like one of the best in the world in this, you don't speak about this in a happy way. You don't like the process of working on openings.
No, first of all, you came a bit too late. Like in 2018, let's say, it was like. We would all be saying this with way more enthusiasm, like 6 years ago, even 5 years ago. Now it's just that the engines are that good that there is basically no room for proving you are like better at like looking at openings, at the way you analyze. Like the room is still there, but it's very small. It actually became more about like finding a line that is easier to memorize. Or finding a line that is, with lower risk, right? That you know that, okay, like even if I will mix up something, like I will be just worse, but I will not resign.
And also, I think some players say that it's often about finding the lines that are objectively maybe not the best, but that pose practical problems, right?
Yeah, that is also true. But generally, like 6 years ago, it was a completely different story because actually the engine could be like screaming 0.30, 0.40 forever. And you would look at it for like hours. And then you would actually figure out it's actually black who's better. Or black was at least fine. And this is what I kind of don't like about modern chess, because like all these like kids, like Arjun for instance, he plays like 15 openings. Yeah, sure. I mean, indeed, if you don't have life and you can like spend all the time like for your openings, you can actually do this. But it's only because the engines like are never wrong anymore. This is why. Like back then, you would never like it wouldn't be enough to look at some position for like 3 hours and be sure you have not missed a thing. No. It was a completely different. Like there were like big lines that people played for ages, and then some guy would come and actually show some ideas that basically closes the whole thing. And
you were that guy very often.
well, sometimes I was, or at least I could open like a completely new direction. Like even this Dubov Tarash, I mean, the whole like, well, what makes me proud is that basically it was found with a completely different engine, and it would start with like 070, 080, and it required like a lot of work and belief to actually make it work, to keep checking it, like not to give up to this like endless 070, 080 and stuff. But now the engine shows immediately, yeah, it works. I mean, what's this thing, yeah? Or this Grunfeld Bishop G5, C5, let's say, move 4. I mean, also, I was very proud, but now, I mean, okay, you can just check, yeah? I mean, if it works, it works. If it says it works, it always works. So even actually, we were speaking right after, the very next day after the Blitz event. Even I remember, let's say, the thing I played against Ding.
Rook C8?
Well, it's not about Rook C8, it's just general. Like I played this line as white against Naka in, I think, Moscow Grand Prix 2019 it was? I think it was, yeah. And I played this with white, and like back then, yeah, Sasha Ryazantsev came up with this like try for white. And then we found the engine wasn't showing it immediately. And we had to spend some time, and then at some point we found this, yeah, I mean, fantastic idea in this knight b3 Rook C8. And we thought this is the only way to sort of equalize completely in a clean way. So it was not, I mean, I knew it back then, but I mean, again, back then it was fantastic because like as engine wouldn't show it immediately. But now it's not even, yeah, I played it, but it's not even a secret. Okay, you let the engine run, that's what it says. Yeah, I mean, I basically played the first line against him. There was nothing groundbreaking, it's just that, yeah, I mean, he did this knight bd2 and I remembered. Like, for the professional, it's way less impressive. Yeah, you just remembered your stuff, it happens.
So he mixed up his lines?
No, I don't think he did. I think he simply remembered few moves. And I don't know, maybe he could have forgotten about Rook C8. Or maybe just like me, maybe he looked at it like 5 years ago, and back then he missed Rook C8. And he has never checked it ever since.
It's interesting how chess players at the top will speak about modern times 5 years later, what with even stronger engines, knowing even more, or will the difference be not as huge? Has the leap been already like?
I think generally we are reaching the limit. I think not too many things will happen.
So you don't
like
think...
what happened recently is like it's not. Like it does not change much if the engine is like 3600 or 37 or 38. The thing is that, yeah, what really changed is that actually you can look at something for like 45 minutes and it's almost guaranteed. It's basically guaranteed that the engine will never show the wrong evaluation. It will never show a bad move. And you can be sure that basically as long as you remember it, you know, you can do it. And this is what makes players like Arjun, for instance. I mean, I keep referring to Arjun because he's, I think, a very, very good example of the strategy. And it's very, very good. That you can basically, yeah, I mean, you can just prepare like a completely new opening for like each game. I mean, it used to be nonsense like 5 years ago. I mean, how are you going to prepare the Caracan like given one night, I don't know, like within one night, okay, you have like 7 hours, 8 hours, and they have like a billion of lines. But now it's just that you let the engine run everywhere. I mean, it gives you the move, and it's always a good move, and it's always a correct evaluation. And then it's very, very difficult because it becomes very much about memorization. Like I remember I played the guy in Shenzhen. Sort of recently we played this round robin in China. I mean, I'm white against him. Okay, I want to do my Catalan or whatever. I mean, I checked. Okay, he played like literally like 9 different lines against Catalan. Before going to sleep, I mean, texted someone who was helping me like look at the stuff like a little bit everywhere. And then I went to sleep. Then I woke up in the morning. I opened the like files. They were like this big. Like all the 9 lines make some sense. I mean, I looked at the amounts and I simply went downstairs to drink coffee. I was like, I mean, okay, there is no way I memorize this within an hour, and there is no even point in giving it a shot. And also, sometimes it's better not to know things than to like misremember, sort of.
To just have the fresh outlook.
Yeah, because I mean, sometimes people like, you feel like this is very similar to the position from the file, or maybe it is exactly this position, and you remember, say, like there was 95 somewhere in this position, and then you tried like over the board in a completely different position. In fact, you try to make this 95 work, and you want to play it because you have a feeling like this was a move from the file. But yeah, actually, I mean, if you had zero knowledge, you would just say to yourself, okay, this 95 makes no sense, and why would you even think about it, buddy? But yeah.
I get it. By the way, check out the podcast with Arjun. The link will be in the description. We've also recorded it here in Astana. Does all this make you a Chess 960 fan? Do you agree with Magnus, who says that this is the future?
I think he's generally right. There are two options. It's either you change the position or you limit the time. That's what he's saying. I sort of agree that it doesn't make sense to play classical chess with a normal starting position. It simply makes no sense because like it used to be basically like, if you want to explain it in a simple way, given the theory, like it used to be sort of 2 hours for like 40 moves in the very beginning. Then it became like people knew like first like 7-8 moves. It was basically okay 2 hours for like playing 30 moves that you don't know. Now it's like 2 hours sometimes to play 10 moves, or 15. So it simply makes no sense. And given that, 960 is a cool game. I cannot say I have a lot of experience. I started playing it a little, just for fun. I kind of like it, but it's very... I mean, it feels so different. It's like this weird harmony. You basically need to... Like, all the basic principles are different. I kind of realized it's actually interesting that, like in chess, all the basic principles that we think are sort of given just the board, because it's a square. I mean, it has to be like this. You need to fight for the center. But actually, it seems to be the case that it's only because of the starting position. Like in 960, you have a lot of positions where, say, you don't really need to fight for the center, like at least in the very beginning. And sometimes you need to, let's say, like activate your queen first. That is considered to be insane in normal chess.
Sometimes g4 is a great first move.
Yeah, but even sometimes, let's say with the queen on h1, you even go g4 and maybe you go queen e4 next move or something like this.
Yeah,
they also have, or you go like with the queen on h1, h4 and queen h3 attacking something. So yeah, it seems to be the case that we're not that smart. We thought we kind of learned the general principles, but it seems to be the case that they're not general. They only belong to this like one starting position. So in that sense, yeah, if I'm the one to choose, I would rather play Rapid and Blitz with a normal chess than 960. But 960 is also cool. It will just take me a lot of time to adjust probably. But that's exactly, look, if we start playing 960, what the nice thing is, then like the advantage of the people who can actually analyze chess will increase again. Like I'll see it, like people like me will see it. I mean, of course, there is no way you're not going to analyze like all the positions.
Yeah.
But you'll come up with the general principles, and it will be like Steinitz. Like again, you'll try to figure out like very, very small, simple, basic things, and it will be like groundbreaking effect probably in the very beginning. Like how to play with this queen on h1 or e1. How to develop when the bishops are like f1 and g1, like very, very simple things even. It will give you like really, really much.
Yeah, sounds exciting. Some uncharted territories.
Yeah, exactly. And you are trying to come up with like basic principles, not even trying to learn something by heart. This is like the best part of work. Yeah, you're trying to understand it, not to learn by heart.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I've actually never played Chess 960, but I've been thinking of needing to try it since Magnus has already...
You should.
Magnus has already, I think, brought in $12 million in investment, so it will be a big thing, definitely. Yeah. So looking forward. Okay, as a tradition, at the end, we need to play a Blitz game. You are in great shape, so...
I was in better shape yesterday, maybe, but yeah, we can.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, great opportunity to learn from the best. Let's go.
Let's go. But you don't play dirty, yeah? Because it's...
I will not.
Yeah.
Well...
I'm trying to put pressure from the very beginning. Yeah, it's like...
Yeah.
No, good.
Okay.
Why so nervous?
Why am I so nervous?
Yeah.
I think you know why. Because you're kind of good at this.
Yeah, but why to be nervous?
Okay. Forgot about that one. Okay. You tricked me.
No, but come on. Next time I'm not playing 1-5 anymore against you.
I got close.
No. I mean, it's not even close. You're becoming too good. No, I mean, it will make no sense next time.
Because you trained me. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I mean, this one was super lucky, but still an accident. Next time there will be no even room for an accident. So,
Okay, thank you very much, guys. Comment, like, subscribe. Stay tuned for next part. Write a comment if you want a next one, and please come up with an idea. What should Daniil win next to come to part 3?
Yep.
Thanks again. See you. Bye bye.